Rating, please. Didn't I? Oh, you didn't get it? I thought I did that. I thought we did the rating before it crashed. But okay, here we go. I really did think we did it before, but yeah, I gave it 7 out of 10. I think that's fair. Yeah, relatively on par. I gave with the Weird Al show, which is what Stevie's referring to, 6.9 out of 10. I just thought it could have been a little bit better, but this was about on par. But no, I still like the Weird Al show, and I still like this. This is a decent show. And I have this again. This is just the first season, so it's hard to judge the whole show, just based on one season. But I think I got a decent feel for it, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah. Moving on, 7 out of 10. Okay, I don't know if G Bergs has watched this special, but we're on Bo Burnham's Inside now. People are talking about this right now. I hope you check out season 2 sometime. Maybe, we'll see. we'll see, Stevie. There's so much of that show. Such a commitment. Yeah, Bo Burnham Inside. I saw this, cuz. Come on in then, my friend. I'll put your picture on the speaker. I hope that stays. Okay. I'm looking in here. Looks like you're here. Hey, buddy.
Yo.
G-Berg's in the house.
Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham. Yeah, so you watched this.
I did.
Wolf Whistle, says Stevie. That's me. Yeah, that's you. All right. What'd you think of this generally?
It was enjoyable. I liked it. I'm a Bo Burnham fan from his YouTube days from early on, so
yeah.
It reminded me of that for sure.
Fair. I've seen his some of his. That's where I saw him first too. It was YouTube, but I only saw like 1 or 2 of his YouTube things, and he probably had quite a few. But I saw like 1 or 2, like the one where he's like, I'm Bo, yo, and I'm the greatest rapper ever. And that's the first one I heard. I think I was like, well, this guy's.
Whether you think it better, you're not. Yeah,
Yeah, you think you're better, you're not. You wear a sweater, you're hot. Yeah, that. Yeah, like, and I just remember thinking, wow, that guy's probably gonna be big. He's got really good flow and stuff, and the lyrics are quite funny. And yeah, he still stays alive, and this special for me had a little bit of hype attached to it, because there's a lot of people being like on social media, TikTok, everywhere. Everyone's like, "Holy shit! This is amazing, mind blowing, like some of the best art I've ever witnessed." Some people are saying, and I don't know. I liked it. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it's that amazing. But I still think I thought it was good. But I thought people were kind of blowing it up a little much. What do you think? Do you think it's the hype is deserved?
I don't know if it's deserved. I think it's kind of on par with the last couple of things he's done, as far as specials go, especially.
It's different. I feel like this one was more critically acclaimed, though. Like, I feel like this is getting more buzz. And I don't. You know what I mean? Personally, from what I've heard.
This is news to me.
Fair enough. That's fair. Maybe you haven't heard, but just from what I've seen on social media and TikTok.
I just haven't heard anything about it.
But actually, my favorite thing that Bo Burnham's ever done is on one of his other Netflix specials. I forget which one, but the song where he makes fun of pop country. so perfect, so funny.
Yes.
And he says
Fuck
it.
you, I'm pandering.
Yeah, exact. So funny. And he says it perfectly. That Keith Urban brand of country. I like that way, the way of putting it. But yeah, no, that's my favorite thing he's done. But I enjoyed this still. But it does seem like, I don't know. You can tell like he's a narrative, but like it could just be a little more funny at times for me personally. Maybe I get he's trying to make a point and he's trying to like talk about
Addressing
these
the hype.
issues. So sorry.
No, yeah, like talking about these issues, addressing the hype. I just feel like because he said the word pretentiousness twice and he brought up mental health, everyone's gonna be like, "This is amazing! Like this is so, oh man, this is so. We gotta welcome this. This is another piece of greatness." It's like, well, I know you mentioned these things, but yeah, people are going through that anyway when they're doing their art or doing their craft.
Exactly.
And then they don't have to bring it up specifically, but even with that, there is a couple funny moments. Like this is songs. It's funny video music that we're seeing, and so when I say it reminds me of those old video days, it's because it's almost like I think snippets of this are going to be funnier to me than watching the whole thing again.
Totally. And that's sort of what it felt like. It felt like a bunch of different YouTube videos strung together, sort of. Which was fine, but it was a little weird. And so, and it's like it was hit and miss for me. Some of them I'm like, okay, what? And some of them were really funny. And like the ones that really hit home that I thought he nailed were I really liked White Girl's Instagram or White Woman's Instagram.
So good.
That was hilarious. He nailed that so perfectly. Every single image, like him with the marker on his face that said brave and all those words, all these different images are on Instagram. White Women's Instagram. You've seen I've seen the umbrella with the teardrops. I've seen almost every one of those images he's recreating. And the pumpkin patch and stuff. And the avocado, like he nailed it so well. And I love the line, "Is this heaven? No, it's just a white woman's Instagram," or something like that. It's like, fuck, that's really good. That's good satire. That's funny. It's I don't know, it's not perfect. But another thing I really like though, the Jeff Bezos songs. There's two like really short Jeff Bezos songs thrown in there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Cause the
gotta trust the Jeff Bezos. He seems a little obsessed or something.
I don't know. I actually wanted more. I wanted him to go a little deeper. Though my only complaint about those is that they weren't long enough. I was laughing like the hardest at those, and then they just stopped. And I was like, oh man.
Me too.
I could.
I wanted more facts.
I could have done just a little bit more of those ones. But it was still really funny. The one where it's just like, Jeff Bezos, congratulations. You did it!
Entrepreneur, born in 1964.
Oh, yeah,
Jeffrey.
That was the first one.
Bezos.
And that one was super dope too. Yeah, and he nailed it. Nailed those parts. But just some of them, and I don't know, but the ending was a little weird. Where he's like,
I agree.
Where he's just like watching the ending, and it's like, okay, we get it. It's art. But I didn't hate it, but it was just kind of like, it's not funny. I wanna laugh. Yeah. So to me this is sort of like a dramedy in a way, because there's serious moments. There's serious moments and there's funny moments, and dramedy can be done well. Some of my favorite things are dramedies, like Scrubs, but it's just there could have been a better balance of it, I think. Just a little bit, but I don't get me wrong. I kind of like this special. I just thought it was given slightly too much praise, just slightly. But no, I still genuinely enjoyed it. I'm gonna look it up on Wikipedia, see what the old wiki has to say. Do you have anything else to add that you want to mention?
I just had a thought about the praise and the hype. Maybe it's because he did this during the
COVID.
pandemic. We all know what was going on when he
That's
made it.
true.
So maybe that's what added to it. I don't know if it's propping it up a little more because we know he made it at home with his own cameras, his own sound, his own lights.
That's a good point. That
And-
might be part of it. I don't give a shit about that, but yeah, I think that you could be very well correct. That could be part
I'm
of it.
with you there too. I don't really care how it was made. I'm
Yeah.
worried about
The
how it
content.
looks to me.
And
we both prepare.
And the beginning was good. Sorry, what did you say?
We're more about the result than the process. We appreciate the process already, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, totally. And he's showing, like, he's deliberately, like, having the lights in the shot and stuff. And I didn't mind that. It was sort of...
I did like the one song where he was doing the lights with his foot, like he had it queued up on a foot pedal of some kind.
Yeah.
I did like that. I was like this is fun. I can get into this. And we all know what's going on. We all know it's he's stuck in his house. And every song kind of has to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a different thing that sort of happened in quarantine, or is like connected to being in quarantine.
It's just very relevant. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Inside. It's very connected to quarantine for sure.
Yeah, and the beginning, it was pretty good. The way it starts you right off with a pretty decent song. I've got you this content. Open up wide. That was a good one. Daddy made you some content or something like that. That made me laugh. So that was a good opener. But again, that one was maybe just slightly too short. But it was longer than the Jeff Bezos song. But still, there's just I wanted the funny songs to last longer. That's I guess, which is a crazy nitpick.
I did enjoy it, and I agree with you. The funny song about being an intern and getting coffee for everyone, like I thought that song should have been longer. But then he was doing the whole reaction bit to it.
Oh right, I enjoyed that intern one. Oh yeah, and then he did. Yeah, then he did the and that was kind of funny too. And let's talk about that real quick, because if people don't know, I've been doing reaction videos, the Brazilian music reaction videos, and people have been talking to me, my dad specifically, and saying, you should, or he should react to me reacting to Brazilian music, and we should like start that sort of chain. And then when I saw this, I was like, oh, it's already begun. People are already doing it. Maybe Bo Burnham wasn't even the first to do it, but that was the first time I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's already begun. It's already happening. And I'll also, the one bit that also I think went a little long, it was kind of funny for the first little bit, where he's like, it's like a Twitch stream, and he's like the video game, and he's like controlling himself, and he's just like, I'm depressed in a chair or whatever, and that's the game.
Yeah. Yep. Or you can cry again.
It was like meh. That bit was sort of meh for me. But it was fine. Relatable for sure. Boston Legal, that's a thing. Is Boston real though? Oh, Boston Legal's real. Boston. Anyway, yes. Bo Burnham Inside. Where were we? I forget. Oh, this
we were right.
Sorry, what did you say?
We were right inside of it.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's just funny. He did everything basically, except for producers, I guess. So the credits are literally just written by Bo Burnham, starring Bo Burnham, music by Bo Burnham, cinematography Bo Burnham, edited by Bo Burnham. So he edited it too. So credit for that. And he probably like edited his YouTube videos and shit. So he probably has experience from that. But yeah, this did just feel like a really long and different YouTube videos. But it was not bad, and I would even say it was good, but I don't think it was great, which is what some people are saying. Hot take, slightly overrated. But yeah, like I said, nailed some things, like the white woman's Instagram. I thought was hilarious. And yeah, you got anything else to add that you haven't said yet, G-Bergs?
There's some intense moments for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, if you don't care about Bo Burnham, you might not care for them. But
yeah,
when you watch the guy as a teenager making you laugh, and then you watch his other specials and stuff, and so seeing him in that kind of rough state and vulnerable state. It's nice to see the vulnerable state. It was pretty intense. Um, I don't know what else to say about it besides it was intense. Like I don't know even how I feel about it really.
Yeah,
It was just
it's super serious in time.
yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot to take in,
Back
and then
and forth with the
it's
comedy and the serious.
yeah, and so but it's because I think a lot of people struggled,
Oh no,
with being
totally.
and so yeah, it's just a very interesting, intense moment, and makes you wonder, makes you think.
Yeah, he handles a lot of different serious subject matter, and yeah, like one of my main problems with with this special is that maybe there's just a little too much. The balance of the serious and funny is maybe a little off, but it's still pretty good. And no, I enjoyed it. And one song we didn't talk about yet that's people are seeming to love. It wasn't my favorite one, but I liked it, and I get why people like it. Um, the everything and every anything all of the time or something like that. I might have got that wrong a little bit, but it sort of starts off like and totally get what he was doing with the style of song, like the carnival song, like everything and anything all of the time, and the lyrics are like you can watch whatever you want, you can look at whatever you want on the internet, you can, and it sort of talks about the problems that leads to, but that's
Yeah,
when he's doing that, he's sort of like playing the internet like this whimsical, trying to get you into the internet, but then the other part of the song is showing the downfall. So the song was done well. It wasn't my favorite one, like I said, probably White Woman's Instagram. But that one was good, and it was poignant, and it was well done, so I get why people like that one. And I thought I'd mention that one because, we didn't, and it felt noteworthy. Um, but yeah, I'm running out of stuff to say about it. What do you got? Anything left?
I agree. That was a noteworthy song. Absolutely. That's pretty much all I got to add on this one. It was
It was I.
most mostly all right. Yeah, it was just like yeah, this is most of the time it was just chill, but then it gets intense and it's like Jesus, like what are we doing here? Are we laughing or are we getting upset or what's happening?
Lots of mood change, debatably too fast, but not. Again, not so bad. Let's give it a rating though. I guess if you're ready.
I am.
All right, here we go. It's the same as last time. So I feel this way. 7 out of 10. That's what I feel.
That's what I was going with too.
Yeah. 7 out of 10 might be what I rate stuff the most. It's a good like. That's like for me. It's like good but not great. 7 out of 10. Boo boo boo. 7 out of 10. Berg. Same for the dogs. Okay. Next thing. Here we go. All right. Ready to rumble? Are you ready to rumble, my friend?
Yeah.
So I'd never even heard of this movie like ever before, ever at all. But you know who had heard of it because when I posted about the movies I was gonna review today. This was it. And I posted a picture of all the movies that I'm gonna review. Caleb Fry, a Humboldt man as well. He liked it. So I'm wondering, is this a Humboldt cult classic?
It might be. I don't know. I know I showed it to my friends as often as I could, but I didn't have a copy of it as a kid.
Cause yeah, I've never heard of this, but I didn't mind it. It's just like a kind of dumb, goofy, teen comedy. And let's talk about
It's
this real
like
quick.
Dumb and Dumber with wrestling.
Yeah, sort of. It's like a stupid movie with wrestling, and it's almost a titty comedy, but it's not a titty comedy because there's not bare titties.
Lingerie comedy.
It's a teen comedy, I would say. Yeah. That's the difference between a teen comedy and a raunchy comedy. In a raunchy comedy, there's titties. Anyway, that was the quick differentiation of those. Let's look this up on Wikipedia. Ready to rumble. And yeah, I guess there's a lot of different wrestlers that are actually in this, right? Like that are real wrestlers.
Yeah. And I can talk about the plot really quick if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. This is one of your faves. Do it up.
So, this is starring David Arquette and Scott Conn.
Yeah, I don't know who either of these guys are too, but they were pretty good. Like I just didn't know nothing about this movie, so it's funny.
You don't know who David Arquette is?
I feel like that's the name that I've definitely heard. I've heard that name, but I didn't really recognize him. He's obviously one of the main dudes, right? Okay.
Yeah, and this movie.
Is he the dark-haired dude or the blonde dude?
The dark-haired dude.
Okay.
This movie had to do with the WCW,
right.
And because of the hype of this movie, they actually made a character for David Arquette, and he became heavyweight champion for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because at the end of this movie, they give spoilers, I guess. They give them characters, and I remember that. So that's the character that he actually became that character. That's cool.
Yeah, spoilers. I was gonna talk about the plot, and then I just gave away.
We jump around. We jump around in here. Whatever. Keep it going. With the plot.
David Arquette and Scott Conn are best friends, and they work for a sewage disposal company. They empty outhouses and such. Okay, and they drive a sewage truck around.
Okay.
And they go and get fast food from a local fast food place. They're trying to hit on the girls that work there. And they're big wrestling fans. They love Jimmy the King, who's a fictional wrestler in the WCW.
That actor I want to talk about real quick. He was in... the only thing I remember him seeing in is Dr. Dolittle. He's Eddie Murphy's work colleague in Dr. Dolittle, the Eddie Murphy one. And
nice pull.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's in other shit too, but that I've seen him, but I can't think of it. But yeah.
He's in Lake Placid.
Lake Placid. I remember the other thing that I've seen him in. Chef with that Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, Favreau. That's right. Yeah, with that guy. He's in that too.
He's also in Year One, the same guy.
Oh, I hate that movie, but yeah.
That's a bad one. He plays the witch doctor.
I saw that in the theaters, and I think I walked out like slightly before the end of it. I made it almost through the whole thing, but I was like, "Fuck, this is like it's not getting better. I just want to go." It was bad, but yeah, the WCW, like you said, is a big part of this. And for people that don't know about the WCW, let's just talk about a little bit of wrestling history. I don't know much about wrestling, but I know this. WCW and the WFF at the time, they had... Or
the
WWF, yeah, sorry, yeah. They had to change their name because the World Wildlife Fund has the same name, so now it's the WWE, of course, but then it was the WWF. And they were battling sort of channels, wrestling channels, and then eventually I think WWF won. But this was before that, and yeah, it's all WCW. And yeah, Hulk Hogan wrestled for WCW, but he's not in this movie, is he?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But yeah, not Andre the Giant. Macho Man Randy Savage is in this, all right?
A little bit.
Like at the beginning for the cameo, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that part. No, but I kind of enjoyed this movie. It was dumb. I didn't love it, but it was dumb. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I enjoyed it. Acting was pretty good. There's some unsavory uses of the word gay and fag, but that's the way the 90s were, and we all know that's just a victim of the times kind of situation.
Early 2000s.
You let that slide, sort of. But it's even other than that. It's not the most brilliant humor, but it did make me laugh. Oh, that was the one thing that I wanted to mention when you were talking about their job. They work as shit boys or whatever, and they work as the trucks that service the porta potties, and I don't know why the delivery of these characters, this one throwaway line, these guys comment like on these guys that are doing the work, and they're like, "Oh, look at these shit boys doing that shit work," or something like that, and it was so stupid, but it made me laugh.
Construction guys,
quite hard. It was silly.
That seemed real to me though. People say that dumbass shit.
Exactly, because it reminded me of sort of how I talk because of watching shows like the Trailer Park Boys and stuff, and because like that's almost like something Leahy would say in Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, construction guys are always the bad guys. Stevie's saying that bad guys always hurl slurs.
Okay, yeah. No, that's totally true. Pandas, you give me a Wikipedia for Jerry Lawler. Is an American color commentator, retired professional wrestler. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is the guy that fought, fucking Andy Kaufman.
He was in the WWF.
Yeah, but this guy had a thing with Andy Kaufman. Do you know who Andy Kaufman is, G-Bergs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had like a thing, like a feud, but it was all staged. Like they would have like fights on TV on like Letterman and shit.
But I've seen the clips.
Yeah. And there's the movie Man on the Moon where Jim Carrey plays him, and it's awesome. But yeah, is Jerry Lawler in this? No, he wasn't in this because he said he was WWF.
Yeah.
Right. Honey Wagon. Wait, I'm missing some stuff here. No titties, no Stevie. Fair enough. Where is the wrestling school? SK or AB? I don't know. I could not tell.
Wrestling school was in Alberta.
Okay.
The Heart Foundation.
There you go. G-Bergs knows. Dewey from Scream. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Scream. I only know Jamie Kennedy.
Dewey from Scream, yes, that's David Arquette.
Okay, yeah,
David Arquette was in Scream.
Thank you. I wasn't sure. It's because it's been a while since I've seen Scream. I can only remember some of the characters, like Matthew Lillard and shit. But anyway, back to this Wikipedia page. This movie didn't do too well financially. It had a
definitely not.
It had a $24 million budget, and a box office of $12.5 million. So yeah, that's like about half back.
Yeah.
Not so good.
No.
But I didn't hate this movie. I get why people maybe didn't love it. It's not super brilliant humor or anything, but it made me laugh more than a lot of shit. So respect for that. And if you like wrestling, you'll probably like this more. Are you a big wrestling guy, G-Bergs? Is this?
I'm not a huge fan, but I was when I was younger. I was a little bigger fan for sure. And I just like the goofy pageantry of it, honestly.
Fair. That's fair. And I get why people like it. I was never super into it. And then obviously make fun of people saying wrestling's fake, and they mention that. But even the fact that it's staged or whatever, it's not really fake. They're actually doing all this shit. They're just doing it strategically, and you still have to they put their bodies through a lot of pressure
on the line.
Totally. And
that's just for anybody who's seen this movie, anybody who loves this movie. I love one of the parts where the announcer at the end is talking about the big match, and he's like, one man has put the belt on the line.
Oh.
His career is on the line, and his life is on the line.
Oh yeah, and who's the guy who plays the owner of the WCW?
I don't know. He's the guy from The Matrix and shit. I don't know his name.
I was like, I've seen him in something else, but I could not place him. But
yeah, he plays Sinclair, the shitty owner.
Right, Joe Pontoliano or something like that.
Sorry, I didn't get to the main plot point of this movie, which is Jimmy is the heavyweight king, and he's sitting pretty on top of the WWF, and then
he's sort of a dick. The WCW.
sorry, the WCW, and the Dick owner is like, yeah, no, I'm taking care of you, Jimmy. It's fine. We're gonna do another match tonight.
He was
This
worked.
and this. He was worked. He was totally and then then the owner goes over to the guy who's gonna wrestle and says, yeah, the other guy's going down tonight. So Jimmy's going down tonight, and so totally betrayed his trust, and they kicked him out of the WCW. And his two biggest fans, David Arquette and Scott Connor, are watching that night, and they're like, no, this is bogus. So they got to track down their favorite wrestler hero and try to bring him back to the WCW, and hilarity ensues.
Absolutely.
Like,
you know,
I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I think one of the funniest parts is when they're first contacting him, and he's in the motorhome. I think that's some laugh out loud parts, but I don't know. For you as a first watching, so you could tell me.
Yeah, no, I think I laughed a bit when he was when they first meet him. Yeah, like I don't know, I laughed throughout the movie decently. I think so. Yeah, no, it wasn't bad, but it was definitely a lot better than in the Army now. But that goes without saying. That's nice. That's the standard for shitty comedy right now. For me.
I hear you.
But no, yeah, no, I enjoyed this, and yeah, he's a sort of sleazeball. This Jimmy the King, supposed to be the top wrestler or whatever. But yeah, and this is what I wanted to talk about. In this movie, I talked about how in wrestling is all staged and stuff, but all the fights in this movie, they're all real. Obviously, they're not actually real, but in the movie, they're real, and they're like actually fighting each other, and that adds an element of danger. So I appreciate that. That it's not just a wrestling movie, just about wrestling as it normally would be. It's about these certain circumstances that escalate it to make them. Jimmy's actually fighting for his life. He's fighting for the belt for real. All tricks, anything goes kind of thing. So that makes it more interesting.
And they do a triple cage match, which I've never seen before in wrestling.
I think that's probably the point. They were trying to make it crazy, yeah. And I don't know anything about wrestling. I knew there was cage matches. I was like, well, that's a lot of cages too. So I didn't know. Yeah, I had no idea. But yeah, I thought that was crazy. I
think it's too ridiculous. It's too ridiculous for an actual wrestling match, but in a movie it works. Like in this movie it works.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, this movie's over the top, kind of goofy, but if you like wrestling, you might really like this. But yeah, I enjoyed this.
What did you think of the dad character trying to get his son to become a sheriff? What did you think of that?
I thought, yeah, it was kind of, parts of it were funny. But yeah, obviously the whole time you're like, fuck this dad.
Yeah, that's the idea. I think that's the whole thing is, because the dad's like, it's gay to touch other men, and it's like, okay, obviously it's not, like...
And that was some of the jokes, like, I don't know, but yeah, no, but it's okay, especially because you're not supposed to really agree with his point of view. This guy, his point of view is already flawed. He's not letting his son do what he wants. Like, we don't really like him to begin with. But yeah, and it's kind of funny. His sisters or the daughters or whatever.
His whole family is sheriffs.
Everybody's sheriffs, and that's why he just wants him to do it too. But it's like, fuck, I would hate that if my dad made me do something. Like, you have to become a cartoonist. That's what has to happen. I would hate that. I would hate that.
One of my favorite scenes though is when the dad puts the postcard up on the fridge, and then he turns around and puts 6 rounds into the fridge. He's just shooting the fridge.
Yeah.
It always makes me laugh every time.
Yeah, that's funny. He's like, oh yeah, I don't think I want to take the test. And then he pulls a gun on him. I was like, I guess I gotta take the test. Like, yeah, that's funny. Like, I get it. But unless you got more questions, I'll keep answering them. But I'm running out of stuff to say personally.
I am also dwindling on this. There is a person who plays a old man Hart. I don't know what Bret Hart's dad's name is, but he did train a lot of wrestlers and a lot of people to be professional wrestlers too, including Bret Hart and his brothers. Um, but his name's Sal Vandini in this movie, and
right.
he kicks the shit out. He kicks the shit out of some people. It's fun. It's just, and he's got some good one-liners. It's just a fun, really silly movie, and yeah, if you like wrestling, you might like it.
Okay, this is one thing I want. Now that you mentioned that, it made me think of something. I remember thinking this is just a little weird. When there's a scene where the guy was in the Matrix, who's like the sleazy WCW owner, he's hired two wrestlers or whatever, or told them to go beat up this Cell guy that's training the King, because he doesn't want him to be training him, which I get. But why wouldn't you just go and like break the King's legs? Why wouldn't you just fuck him up so he definitely can't win, and because you want this guy? I just feel like he
Because
didn't.
they need Jimmy for the pay-per-view.
Okay, that was another thing that I thought of, but still, why this, and there's other circumstances. Why couldn't he just do anything that it takes to get? I feel like he could have done more to get Jimmy out of the picture, to get this guy to win. He could have done a little more, but it was handled pretty well, because they do have, he has all his cronies at the end going to attack him, and then they have Jimmy the King has his backup as well, so they do handle it decently well. So that was just sort of a nitpick, but I wanted to mention it because I thought that was a little weird. I thought, I was like, why don't they just why are they fucking up this old trainer? But but at the same time I kind of get it. Anyway, yeah, mild nitpick. Just wanted to mention that. Oh, here's something that Wikipedia is telling me. This film is also notable for being the media debut of future wrestler John Cena, who makes an appearance as an extra in a scene taking place at the gym. So I didn't notice that, obviously, because he's in the background. But apparently this is the first time he was like on camera, I guess, and then before he was even a wrestler. This maybe got him into wrestling.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned that Goldberg is in this movie. He was the biggest name from WCW probably, and so they needed him for this movie big time.
Sorry, who though?
Goldberg. Yeah.
Why?
You don't know who?
Why? Yeah. Sorry. What is that? I'm sorry. I don't know.
You don't know who Goldberg is? He was basically like a Stone Cold Steve Austin knockoff.
Oh.
But he didn't work.
Okay. I don't know wrestling that well at all. Yeah.
No, that's fair. You know who Stone Cold is, though, right?
Yeah. It looks like. Am I frozen? The picture.
It's glitching up a little bit. Oh. No, it's coming in and out. I'll just refresh it here.
Yeah, it looks like oh yeah. Oh shit. Well, I've exited out of my window, but I'm gonna go back. Anyway, I think it's working. What were you saying though? Sorry, I cut you off. I think.
No worries. Goldberg is just like a Stone Cold knockoff who didn't wear jeans that were ripped off. He just wore like, athletic tights type thing. And yeah, he was really fucking jacked up, and he still is. And I thought he was pretty good in this movie, but
mine is frozen though. It's not. Are you getting it?
No, it's still frozen.
Yeah, I think it might be crashing actually now. Ooh. Oh wait, no. Is it back? Hello. I think it might be crashing. Hey. It's back for me now. Hey. So that's...
Yep, it's gone.
Fuck, man. The internet today, it's crashed. Like, it might be in 4 parts today. That's nuts. Anyway, this movie, I quite liked it. And though you were saying, yeah, I don't know much about wrestling, so I know I didn't know who Goldberg was, but like you said, Steve Austin knockoff, that makes sense.
Pretty much. And he was like unstoppable force in the WCW. He won all the time.
Okay. But because they wanted him to win.
Yeah, exactly. It's all scripted, yeah.
And the good thing that the show did... Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, the last thing I want to mention about people in this movie is that any American Pie fans out there, Shermanator is in this movie.
Yeah.
He plays a little arcade kid, and he's got a couple good lines because there's hard ass dads everywhere in this movie, and his dad's a hard ass too, and he's like, yeah, I can't. I can't puke because my dad says puking's for pussies, and I can't be yakking on the phone because yakking on the phone's for pussies.
Yeah, that one made me laugh. I remember because I was like, what?
So stupid.
But yeah, that was funny because it was just silly. But no, what I was gonna say is at the end of the movie, they're like, everybody's sort of ganging up on the dude. Spoilers, I guess. There's everybody's sort of ganging up on the owner of the WCW because he's fucking trash. And they're getting up at his grill and they're like, you're not why the fucking WCW's great, why wrestling's great, the fucking fans are. And that's a good message because it's absolutely 100% correct. It would be nothing without the fans, like anything. But the wrestling fans are like as one of the most powerful fan bases, I think. I remember seeing something about this. I forget where, in YouTube or whatever, but there was someone that they were trying to build up. The WWE was trying to build up this one wrestler as a hero, but the fans were not having it. They did not like this guy. They would boo him. They did not want him to be a hero. They would boo him every match, and they just hated him.
Probably The Rock.
No, it wasn't The Rock. They were trying to make someone like The Rock, though. I think people like The Rock.
They didn't like him at first.
Oh, maybe not at first, but no, this is someone else that I think this was even worse. Like they couldn't reverse it. Like they ended up either making him a villain or firing him. I think.
Okay.
But yeah, no, you're right about The Rock probably. But this is something that I'm pretty sure is correct that I've heard. I forget what the wrestler's name was, but that was just the point is that the fan base is super powerful.
It's true.
Anyways, I am running out of shit to say.
Me too.
I'm gonna rate it if you're ready.
Let's rate it.
Alright, buddy. Here we go. Yeah, I know it's not great, but it was still okay. 6.5, 7.5, not too far off, not too far apart.
Not at all.
But it's a humble classic, so I get why you have it a little higher than me. The humble classic.
Hey man, 6.5 is pretty good for that movie.
Yeah, I think so. I enjoyed it still. Yeah. All right, last thing, your favorite movie. Here we go.
Woo!
And this is the last movie of movie review Mondays. Okay. True Lies. I like this generally. I've never seen it before. You've been hounding me to watch this one, which is fun. Which is fine, but it's true. And we finally did it, though. I watched it. Gave it to me on a drive. You know, pretty good. Like, I get why people say this is sort of the last great Arnie film before he went to sort of shit doing stuff like End of Days and whatnot. But, yeah. I like this movie. I can talk about I guess this is your favorite movie. You want to cover the plot? You want to talk about the basic plot?
I can try. Because I don't even know Arnie's real name in this movie, and his family name is Harry Tasker, and he plays a CIA agent. Maybe they never refer to the 3-letter bureau that he works for.
No,
but
they do. They show it. They show a thing. It's called the Omega something. Though they show
that's right.
They showed it at one point.
Yeah. So he works for this like secret agent organization. He's basically like James Bond, but he's Arnie.
Yeah.
he's got action sequences right from the beginning. He is trying to balance being. He's supposed to be some like computer engineer or something.
Yeah.
And he's balancing this fake family life with Jamie Lee Curtis and Eliza Dushku, the girl from Bring It On, and she plays his daughter, and he's trying to balance the family life and then hunt down some terrorists at the same time that are trying to get a nuclear.
The Crimson Jihad.
Yep, the Crimson Jihad. And Tia Carrere's in there for some reason.
Yeah, it seems kind of, like, I never mind when she's in stuff, but it did kind of seem weird that she wasn't really needed. It was like they needed, like, a girl villain to fight Jamie Lee Curtis or something.
That's what I thought too.
That's what I felt, sort of. But, you know, I love Tia Carrere. She's extremely attractive, so I never mind her showing up in a movie. But, yeah, kind of weird.
You got Arnie riding a horse in this. He's shooting guns. He's doing a lot of badass shit.
Okay, that scene was kind of cool, but it was stupid because it's like that you're in a horse chasing a motorcycle. It's just not gonna work. The motorcycle's definitely gonna win. It's
got more horsepower.
It's just definitely. It's just science. And yeah, I don't know. I was kind of like, obviously he's not gonna fucking catch him. He's on a motorcycle. But
what did you think when Arnie was shit talking the horse? Like, what kind of cop are you?
That was funny. There's good moments of comedy in this. I liked that. But
Arnie was expecting a city cop horse to jump from a building across the street to another building.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, and I was even like, holy fuck, are they actually gonna do that? But then it stopped, and I was like, okay, thank you. And then he almost falls off the building. It's like, holy shit. And it's pretty thrilling, that scene. But yeah, the basic plot, let's go into it a little more. He was, like he said, his cover is he's a computer salesman or something like that, or whatever. And yeah, he's a secret agent trying to, but very poorly, balancing family life with the work. And Jamie Lee Curtis just thinks he's a computer salesman, and he thinks he's boring or whatever. And we find out later, because Jamie Lee Curtis is being neglected, Jamie Lee Curtis is being neglected so much by Arnold. Like, she plans a birthday party for Arnold, and Arnold can't make it because he's doing spy shit. So Jamie Lee Curtis, we find out, and Arnie also finds out, that she has been seeing this guy. We assume she's cheating on with this guy. We later find out, spoilers, that she didn't actually have sex with him. She was just sort of flirting with him and talking, because she thinks that he's an actual CIA or a special agent or whatever, but he's actually a fake.
Bill Paxton. He's actually a fake, just using this as a line to sort of meet women. And it's not to sort of meet women, exactly to meet
women. No, you're right. But no, yeah, that's what he's doing, and that's why he's talking to Jamie Lee Curtis. So he's convinced her that he's this secret agent.
He's got a fake briefcase with fake money and fake airport tickets and a fake gun in it and stuff.
This is his shtick. He's thought this out of how to meet women, but
Arnie's got the connections.
Yeah. Well, and holy shit, this is the craziest part about this whole movie for me. For me to wrap my head around. At the beginning of the movie, Arnie's getting yelled at for doing shit. He wasn't even doing that bad shit yet, in my opinion. Like, he's trying to catch the guy, he's just not quite catching him yet. Like, that happens. But the guy's on his balls. That chief is on his balls. So when he starts, like, fucking up and he's, like, using equipment he's using this expensive bureau equipment, I'm assuming, to track his wife and shit, and it's like, there's no way that, and he even says, his friend at one point is like, you're not supposed to be doing that, but yet he keeps helping them, and they explain why he's helping them, but because he has dirt on him or whatever, but it's still,
that's a funny part, too.
It's still ridiculous.
Could you tell Could you tell how much blow Tom Arnold was on while he was filming this?
Which one is Tom Arnold? Sorry, and I know I've heard that
Arnie's
name. I know
Arnie's
his name.
sidekick.
Okay, that is who that was. Okay, yeah, yeah. No, I did not.
His jaw's just going side to side in a lot of scenes.
I did not notice, but that I believe
Yeah.
it. I mean, I guess it was the 90s. I guess there's more cocaine done in the 80s, but they still did it in the 90s.
Oh yeah, he's one of those guys that had to continue. Probably was too addicted from the 80s.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be too surprised if he was doing cocaine during True Lies. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I like this movie, but yeah, I quite liked it. Like, it was pretty good. This was sort of a nitpick what I was saying with him using all the equipment, but it is a little weird. It's like how the boss was breaking his balls so much before, and they don't even address that at all later.
The boss again, yeah,
he's
they
not,
never do.
You think he would? He'd get mad about him for that, because he was getting mad at him before for not much. And now he's using helicopters and bugs and all these different.
But he brought them
equipment.
down at the end, which I think might
that just
be the only thing that
everything.
matters.
I guess that excuses absolutely everything. Another thing that I wanted to be addressed that wasn't addressed was the little girl, the daughter character that we've talked about. She at one point steals money and just runs away and gets away from Arnold, and Arnold's like chases her. He never later.
She's ripping you off.
He's never later like, hey, fuck up. We don't see that.
Over.
Maybe that was like cut out of the movie or whatever, but I would have liked to seen that. I would have liked to seen that, but I still did like this movie quite a bit. And like you said, some pretty thrilling action sequences. Even though like the horse and motorcycle one, I was kind of like, what the fuck? But there's like the crane thing was cool. There's some cool action in this. And yeah, James Cameron, right? I had no idea James Cameron did this. He's the director and producer.
Oh yeah.
And writer. Crazy.
I call it the Titanic of action movies.
This is way better than the Titanic. I kind of hate the Titanic.
That's fair.
It's just too long, and it looks good, I guess, but it's just boring.
This movie's almost too long.
And who cares? No, I would say this movie is too long, but not as too long as I think the Titanic is. I think that it doesn't drag too bad, but there are a few points of like, okay, you could end the movie now. You could end it. You could end it. There's a few points where they could have ended it, but they just kept going for a bit.
Yeah. I do love the tango scene at the very end, though. There's a dance scene.
I was okay
with
that.
Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they fucking nail the tango. They just fucking nail it.
I was okay with that, and then the good buddy on the phone's like, I want to fucking go out there next time. I don't want to be in the van. Next time you're in the van. I thought that was funny.
That's good shit.
Yeah, movie's pretty good. This is debatably like a classic now. Some would say it's.
Oh yeah.
It's highly regarded as one of Arnold's best films, and yeah, it was one that I'd never seen. I only heard about it like just a little while ago, and then you said it was one of your favorite movies, and here we are. But yeah, I'm running out of shit to say. But it probably made a shit ton of money. Oh yeah, and it was heavy budget too. But still made a lot. $120 million or $100 to $120 million budget, and a box office return of $378.9 million. Very good. Very good return. But yeah, say what you will about James Cameron, he can make a movie. Even if you don't love every part of it, he can still tell a story. Even if you don't like Avatar, he told the story of those blue people. He told it, and it's well shot and shit. Same with True Lies, but there's some good like jib shots and what have you. Yeah, I don't know. I like this movie. There's some questionable blue screening at points, but I've seen worse.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen worse though. Also,
It goes with every good '90s movie.
Yeah, I've seen worse. Actually, I honestly think what the blue screen of Monkey Bone almost looked worse though, and that was a little later than this.
True.
But that's okay. It's not the. It's an easy effect to fuck up. It's easier now to do better, but back then it was really easy to fuck up. And even if you're an amateur now, like I've done some chroma key and stuff, it's tricky. You really got to get the lighting right and everything to make it look perfect. Um, but yeah, it's a whole process with different things you can run through it too with the editing programs now. But anyway, yeah, this was a huge production. James Cameron is a wild dog. Do you got anything else to add?
Not a couple things. I guess there's just a really good action sequence in a mall bathroom, and at the end there's one involving a very long bridge and a limo and a helicopter, and it's all just like expert movie making, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that was cool. I like the bathroom scene was really funny because there's that guy just like taking it down for the whole time. And the whole time they're fighting in the bathroom, just destroying this bathroom, shooting all the stalls and breaking all the water shit, and it was quite wild.
And Arnie just kicks ass in there.
Oh, totally. And no, that's what he does best. Arnold is an action star, and it shines in this movie. And like I've said before, this might have been his last great role, perhaps. Probably my favorite will always be Terminator 2. But he's good in a lot of shit. I even like Twins. Twins is fun.
Oh, I love Twins.
But yeah, no, I don't really have much else to say. It was fun. I like this movie. Not perfect, but like quite good, I would say. I think that's it for me. You got anything else though, G Bergs?
That's it for me too. It's fun.
Let's rate
fucking
it.
good. Shoot 'em up, act.
I think it's just you and me right now, but that's okay. Let's finish it up.
All good, man.
This is the last one. Dougie got to go back to work. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I meant to ask you. Maybe you don't want to say on stream, but I'm wondering where you got a job at.
Did you know where I worked before? Because I'm going back to my old job.
I think I did. Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Okay, well there you go. That solves that.
Right on.
8.8. Yeah, I'm giving it a solid. Yeah, I really liked it. And while we're here, this is the last Movie Review Monday. So I'm going to take a quick moment to talk about movies that I reviewed that I want to change the rating for real quick. And there's not that many, but for sure the Friends reunion should be 7 out of 10 or 6.5 out of 10. And I rated it 7.5. Yeah, I rated it too high. It's not that good. It's 7 or 6.5.
You heard it here first.
And but let's get rid of this because we rated that. That was 8. True Lies is 8 out of 10. I feel good about that one. And another one is one of your favorite movies though. Don't Feel Too Hurt, G Bergs. Smokey and the Bandit. I'm gonna take it down just a little bit to 7 out of 10. It was at 8.
Oh,
I know that hurts, but I respect it a great deal. But I've thought about this for a while. I don't love it. It was not really my genre of movie, but it's well made, and I did still enjoy it. There's a few things like that one scene in the bar I talked about that are a little weird, but I think 7 out of 10 is more fair for my opinion. But you know what? Fuck it, Stevie. I don't know if you're here, but I'm gonna change the Weird Al show too slightly to 7 out of 10. From 6.9 to 7 out of 10. And Stevie's not even here to hear this, so I'll have to tell Stevie about this. But yeah, so I feel like maybe you're right, Stevie. You've convinced me over the years. I rated it slightly too low. Let's give it a 7. It is pretty good. And I think that it only ran one season, right? The Weird Al show. It should have maybe ran more, debatably. I think it could have, but they just cut it off. I liked elements of it, like they had bits where they watch TV commercials, and Weird Al would just make his own TV programs, but it's like he's watching him playing characters on TV and different shit. And one of the funniest bits in that whole show, maybe the funniest bit total, it was like an ad for milk, and it was like making fun of the got milk ads, and it was like, you got milk? And then these kids are like, yeah, I got it. It's good. And it's like, well, what about you? Do you got milk? And she's like, yeah, I have some too. It's good. And then like bullet holes pop up in the milk, and the milk starts draining. I was like, how about now? Do you still got milk? Do ya? And I thought that was so good because it was so weird, and I didn't expect it. It was like, no, they don't got milk anymore. So yeah, I don't know who's just tuning in, but if it's Stevie, this is a big revelation. I took a small moment to change some of the ratings because this is the last Movie Review Monday, so I changed some of the ratings. Friends Reunion bumped it down to 7. Let's say 6.5. Yeah, 6. I'm comfortable with that. 6.5 out of 10 for the Friends Reunion. I bumped that down, and then what was the other one? Smoking the Bandit down to 7. Sorry, G Bergs. And then we did this last one. What did I say? Weird Al show, of course. 7 out of 10. I bumped it up from 6.9. But yeah, I think that's it. G Bergs, any last final remarks just about Movie Review Mondays in general? You want to say words of wisdom? Anything?
Was so good to watch you, man. So good to listen to you, and thanks for having me on. And no wise words for me, unfortunately.
Well, I appreciate you, and I appreciate anyone who's watching. And I don't know how frequent it's gonna be because I'm gonna be busy, but gonna try to do YouTube videos I'm thinking the format will be like, we'll pick one movie, maybe actually take some notes on it. We'll either talk in a room, or we'll do the Discord thing and I'll film it either way. And we'll talk for like 45 minutes or however long it takes. We'll probably try to, like an hour. Some movies might go longer. We'll see. And just try to talk about literally everything about this movie and edit a clip every once in a while. But mostly just, it's us talking. It's pretty much that. That's what it'll be for the YouTube video. So I'm going to put the YouTube in there if people want to check it out. But yeah, I think it's just you and me right now, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm gonna dance soon. Thanks so much, G Bergs. You've been excellent. You really added something to these Movie Review Mondays, and it's been excellent. So thank you, and I'll see you for the dance. Hopefully you stick around, stick with me for the raid, so we have someone to raid with. But no pressure. You can do whatever you want, obviously. I love you, G Bergs, and
love you too, buddy.
And good night. I'll talk to you later, man. See ya.
Sounds good. See ya.
Alright, there goes G Bergs. But yeah, I'll just quickly do my spiel too. If people want to support the stream, there's the PayPal, DougEyeCatcher@gmail.com, obviously. In the top right hand corner of the screen, if you want to send money to that email on PayPal, that's the way to do it. As well as the donate link in the About section. If you want to check that out, that of course helps too. Any bit helps. The Patreon I'll put in. If you support me on Patreon, not only will you get exclusive content access now, I put stuff on there every once in a while, but I will also put your name at the end of my Brazilian React videos, which they are kind of blowing up now a little bit. So if you want your name to be seen by a bunch of Brazilian people, you should do that. But yeah, I'll put my YouTube in again. People want to check it out. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of links as well in the About section. If you want to support, that's another way just for free, sharing it on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Check out my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. all those are in the about section. And if you want to support the stream with subs and bits, obviously that's appreciated and super awesome. But if you want to support the stream but you can't financially support the stream but you still want to help, please consider to share and tell people about it on social media. That helps. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching, folks. This has been the last Movie Review Monday. Let's do one last dance and we'll raid, and that'll be it. But Booty Tuesday tomorrow, don't forget. It's not over till it's over, right? And I'll probably still do a stream. I'll probably still do a stream a week. I'll try to anyway. We'll see how things go, but we shall see anyway. Yes. Okay. Let's get the dance going. Thanks for sticking around, G-Bergs. I really appreciate you, my friend. I was getting emails through this whole thing, different comments on YouTube. People are commenting on my Brazil videos. It's not over until the swan aches in the ass. The swan takes it in the ass. Okay. But on that note, let's dance.